And hello, we are back, and when last we left off, we were told that there's some prophecy about us and a box, and we met two very strange fellows. And that is a boot over there. Can we get to the boot? I'm stumped. Yes, stump. The first of many puns. So, we shall proceed onward to the keep, looking for a Mr. Rollith. And we complete a quest. Just as a side note, though it wasn't relevant there because we leveled up. If I were to have logged out after we picked up the 10 EXP, but before we got that quest finished icon, I would not have kept the EXP. This becomes a problem after certain points, unfortunately. As more EXP is required, you actually have to finish or leave the quest, whereas if the browser were to close out, you would just miss out on it. Okay. Well, here we are in the keep, and we have a guy with an exclamation mark over his head there. Looks like we've got a tavern there, and a knight there. Just I presume he's a knight. He has some odd cloth bits. Maybe he's a barbarian. A fountain, and some more knight and a door. Well, let's see what's the other way. We've got perhaps a bookstore and a weapons store, a catapult, and a potion shop? An infirmary? Well, let's go talk to the guy with the exclamation mark over his head. It's not an MMO, but the same rules should apply, right? Oh, looks like his name is Rollith. Welcome to Oaklore Keep, home of the Honorable Knights of the Pactagonal Table. The Pactagonal Table. As in Pac-Man? Perhaps we'll find out. As you can see, we can invite Rollith as a guest, though I'm not going to be doing that currently because he is rather overpowered. So, well, we got some stat points at the end of the last quest. Maybe we should put them to use. So here we have the 6 stats, and if we mouse over them, we can see what they do. Strength increases your melee damage, Int increases your magic damage, Dex is range damage, and daggers, once they changed that. Endurance is hit points. Wisdom is the amount of mana you have, which almost all skills use, or all classes use, rather. There was a time when Int and Wisdom were the same skill, which made mages rather powerful. Now not so much. And Luck, which does what Luck does. Every 50 points in it boosts your critical rate by 1%, and it affects all of your rolls across the board. And then there's Charisma, which I have yet to invest anything in ever, and I don't find it to be all that useful. Pets aren't that good. So, given that we're a melee character, let's go ahead and slap some in Strength. That would seem like a wise idea, right? But because of the way that Strength and the other damage boosting stats are calculated, those initial 5 points don't do a whole lot for us. Whereas, if we stick 5 points in Endurance, we're going to gain 25 health, I believe it is. We currently have 120. Let's find out. It costs 2 gold per skill point, because we are level 2. If we were level 50, it would cost 50 gold per skill point. Yes. Heal. As you can see, we gain 25 hit points, which this early in is a big deal. Now, we're going to go ahead and set this as our hometown. It just means that every time we load this character, we'll start here. Oaklore Keep is our new hometown. I'm really liking Rollith's hairstyle, but this pauldron is a bit much for my taste. So, let's try to talk to him about the priestess's message. She told us to come talk to him, right? What? You saw the priestess on your way here? Why did you not tell me sooner? Well, we were healing, and then training with you. I assume we might have talked about it then, but And she isn't going to stop here at the keep? The forest is crawling with bandits that are looking for her. She's in grave danger. You must go after her. Now, normally, I would be all for going after her, especially if she's actually in danger, but we're a bit underpowered at the moment, so maybe later. Listen, I will have you know that this is a very important storyline quest. Oh, Storyline quest, breaking the fourth wall there a bit. The fourth wall will be gone by the end of this game. Sure, I understand, you want to go explore the keep some more and look at all the funny night names. Funny night names? We might have to check that out. You're not convincing me, Rolith. Except for mine. My name is the only one that is serious. Serious. Serious like the storyline quest. So next time you come back, you better go on that quest and save her. Quests like this do not just sit around until you eventually feel like doing them. Okay, they do, but that's not the point. Well, let's take a look at some of Oaklore Keep's quests. These knights and their quests are at their stations throughout the keep. All of them have different places to guard and may need your help. So, if we look at all of these knights' names, Sea Serpent, Sirloin, Survivor, Supernatural, Surprise, Surgeon, and Sir Valence, we can see that these are all punny names. Sirloin Steak, Survivor, Supernatural, Surprise, Surgeon, etc. I'm going to investigate the situation with Sir John first. Sir John is our medic. His infirmary is full of patients. Can you see what's going on? Yeah, we want knights to die. We might need their help defeating these bandits. So, logically, he's likely in the infirmary. Circulation has some sort of clot. Seems like a good death by irony. Serrated looks cut up pretty bad. Huh. Welcome to the infirmary. You have not been eating your apple a day, have you? Due to the vermin attacks, bees and sea serpent, things have been very busy in here. That sounds dreadful. Well, you've got a quest for me. All of the knights are allergic to bees and they keep getting stung. We need a good supply of purple royal honey. Is being allergic to bees mandatory to join the Pactagonal Knights? There's an Oaklore buzzer hive that should have plenty to spare in the woods. I need you to bring me some. Why is hive bolded? If you're lucky, you might even find one of those old books that Maya is looking for. Haven't met Maya yet, but I like books. Bees. Wonderful. As you can see, for reaching level 2, we unlock some new skills. Eventually it slows down to 1 per level, if I recall correctly, but it's been a while since I've been level 1. So let's look at what our 2 abilities are. Warcry. Attack and plus 20% damage for 5 turns. So we launch an attack, and we do more damage for a while. That sounds pretty good. Costs 11 mana, so it's a little on the pricey side. Double Attack. Available after successful attack. Well, presumably that means we hit twice, and only costs 4 mana. So what if we were to, say, Warcry? 6 damage. Alright. And we get stabbed. A little bit painful. But let's say we double now. Though, if the double does as much damage as our attack did, or even a little less because we've got the 20% boost, that might be more than we need to kill that Oaklore buzzer. Maybe we should attack the other one with the double. Well, it would have been more than enough, but it wasn't enough to reduce their action economy. We overshot a little bit, but now we've learned our lesson. And because we can look and see that we do 5 to 10 damage, we know this attack will kill that buzzer. Just like that. And we get stabbed again. But that extra HP is coming in real handy. We still have more HP than we would have if we'd gone in with the strength boost. And we get that one as well. As you can see, the damage calculation is not exactly perfect. We do sometimes hit a little more. I don't remember if that's because the bees are weak to metal. They're not. It just happens sometimes. You know, the 20% boost. And as your stats go up, particularly strength and luck, you'll find things like that happen. But in that case, it was because of the war cry. So let's do it again. And we get off 11 damage, more than we could have otherwise. But he's only got 4 HP left. We don't need a double to kill him. We'll save our mana. And we got a bunch more EXP. Excellent. Ooh, a giant ant. But first we have to deal with this bee. Ooh, there are 2 of them. That happens sometimes. By the power of CCCC Skull. I'm not sure what that's actually a reference to, but a lot of the battle cries that you can do with Warcry do have references like that. Alright, and we got him. Unfortunately, now doubles on cooldown, and so is Warcry, so we're going to have to go back to our normal attack. Alright, and he missed. It happens sometimes. And now he's down. 70 XP and 3 gold. But we got a level up. And the most important thing about that at the moment is it means we heal, which is going to make this fight a lot easier. See, he's got 20 health. But we've unlocked a new ability. What is this? Triple attack. Available after a successful double attack. Well, presumably it hits 3 times. So, let's try our combo again, but this time let's throw in a triple if it lives that long. Freedom! Oh, we missed. But we still get the 20% attack boost. Unfortunately, we're going to have to spend another turn not using our triple attack. But the double should get him, right? Yeah. Now, this pad here has a heart and a symbol I've never been able to figure out the exacts of. But if we stand on it, it heals our health and mana. And it looks like we've got more of the giant ants. Battle on! Which is the name of the company that makes this game. Or the slogan. Their actual name is Artix Entertainment. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, and we got a crit that time. When the numbers are nice and big like that, it's a critical hit. Alright, looks like we might need to use triple this time, but we don't. It was close, though. This glowing icon here is usually how they represent the end of a quest, particularly a non-story quest like this. Ooh, looks like this buzzer's a bit tougher. Royal Buzzer. And he's level 2. He's definitely got a lot more HP than the ants. We're going to need triple for this one. 11 damage right off the bat. And as you can see, he doesn't hurt us enough that he's a significant problem. Perhaps if we hadn't healed. But we got him. And that triple looked pretty cool. 24 EXP, but only 3 gold again. And we have the Royal Honey. As you can see, we earned 66 EXP and 12 gold on this quest. So let's go turn the honey back into Sir John. Fantastic! This special honey is the sweetest thing that we know of. It's so sweet that it should sugar shock these knights awake. That doesn't sound like sound medical practice. So we'll heal back up. Let me tend to your wounds. We cover all PPO and HMO plans. There you go. Good as new. And sure enough, we are. So let's see how we're doing on gold. Down here is where we access our inventory. We have 32 gold. You see that I have some gear here. This is for the amount of time that I've played and the contributions that I've made to the game. I'll be trying not to use them in this LP. Though if you're interested, I can certainly demonstrate. But pretend you didn't see those for now. Alright, so we got the quest done for Sir John. Let's go talk to Rolith again. We've got some skill points to train. As you can see now, it costs 3 each time. But we're going to gain another 25 health. Alright, so Rolith, what other knights needed help? Oh, what about Sirloin? Sirloin is our beefy chef in the mess hall. He said he is having some problems with his garden. Perhaps you could lend a hand. Yeah, that seems simple enough. Maybe do some gardening, kill some rats. We should probably heal up first, though, now that we've trained. Takes a lot out of a guy. I imagine that is Sirloin, given the bullhead. Ceramic looks impressed with the plates. That is a good question. Can they take off their helmets, maybe? It's amazing these flimsy wooden chairs can support all this weight. Good point as well. Was there another box down here? I thought there was. Server has not prepared this seat yet. Oh, Let's talk to Sirloin. We have hungry knights to feed, and somehow tuskmongers keep getting into our gardens and eating all of our vegetables. Hold on a second. How's the grub, boys? This Captain Rhubarb Crunch is the best, and a great source of calcium and milk. Captain Rhubarb? Is he like Captain Crunch? I would like some more pancakes, please. This is the best seafood I have ever had. How do you do it? I would imagine he goes fishing, though that wasn't implemented for a long time. Hey, these sardines taste fishy. Can I have steak instead? Fishy. Sardines. Sardine, you might be crazy. Sardine. Heh. What? What did I say? Ignore him. These knights eat so much it's hard to keep up, especially with the tuskmongers raiding our garden. You look like a brave warrior, so I'll make you a deal. Help me keep my garden clear of tuskmongers. When you stop by, and in exchange, all of your meals are on the house. Sounds good to me. So can you help me with my garden problem, warrior? Yeah, quest. Sirloin's garden. Go through the garden and defeat all the tuskmongers you can. Return inside when you are done. You can heal using the glowing pad under the tree. Oh, well, sure enough, there's a healing pad right there. I would imagine, then, that so long as we don't die in one attack, or one fight in any case, we can just come back and heal. I'm guessing these are the tuskmongers. They're young tuskmongers, but they're a level higher than us. But they don't do that much damage, so we'll give it a shot. Cora! Not sure what that one's a reference to either. They shoot laser beams? We better double attack. And we missed. Now, the unfortunate thing about double attack is if you miss with the second attack, you don't get to triple. Whereas if you miss with the first and hit with the second, you can. So, we're going to have to beat him up the old-fashioned way. But we have that 25% damage boost. Those laser beams. Alright. And we leveled up, so we get to heal right here. Now we're on par with them. Let's save that one down there for later. As you can see, they've leveled up with us. And we've gained 2 new abilities. Mana Strike. Attacks MP instead of HP. Very few fights is that useful during. Defensive Stance. Plus 140 defense and plus 50% damage for 2 turns. That sounds really good. In fact, that's better than Warcry, except that we don't get to attack at the same time. So what if we go Defensive Stance? Take some damage. Rage! Hit him for 16. That's a lot more than we could normally hit. And then we double. Alright. Unfortunately, the doubles, if I recall correctly, do about 75% damage apiece, to a total of 150, which is more than you normally do, but really it's just a setup for triple. Which gets the job done. So, let's chance it. Let's fight another one. Didn't mean to go down here to do it, though, but we'll defend again. Laser beams. Ah! That's about what I would shout to. And down it goes. We could have tripled there, but it really wasn't necessary. Let's give one more a shot. Defend again. As you can see, defend isn't doing a whole lot for us. It gives us defense plus 140 points. But what that actually means isn't a whole lot. What it used to do was basically give you an 80% chance to dodge the attack. Now that's not quite what it does. But the 50% damage bonus is worth it. And as you can see, because we hit with the second attack, triple is available to us. And we crit. Alright, let's go heal up. And let's take on this one. Defend. still take some damage. Cry havoc and let slip the Togs of War. Togs are a creature we'll meet eventually, but probably not for a while. Alright, well, he's got 7 HP left, and we've got a plus 20% on our damage. So, triple's probably not necessary. And we can heal anyway, but that also means we can heal our mana. So we'll go for it, just to be sure. And it looks like this will be one of the last ones. And it's thundering out. I did that in the wrong order. I apologize. Now, the other tricky thing, and the reason that's bad, is we can only use double attack after successful attack. But more than that, we can only use it the turn immediately after, as I'll demonstrate. Or not. Did they fix that? Well, I look like a fool now, but certainly glad that they fixed that problem. And we definitely don't need to triple there. This actually used to be one of the buggier areas of the game. They did a lot of cleaning up a few years ago of bugs. So it's kind of sad to see the ones that were here go. But it's for the best. And it took them a very long time to get around to. As you can see, we probably should have tripled there, but we'll be okay. As hard as these guys hit, they just don't have the HP, because we put ours up so high. And we level up. Well, let's check out this shovel. Can you dig it, sucker? That is a reference to the WWE. There was a wrestler named Booker T who used to ask the same question. Alright, so it looks like that's all of them. So let's get out of here and get our reward. Whew, slaying Tuskmongers is hard work. Are you ready to head back inside? Yeah. And as you can see, we've received our EXP, though we didn't get a nice quest complete icon there, unfortunately. Being one of the earlier areas of the game, the rules don't always apply, but they'll be much more consistent later on. Well, the rules aren't consistent, but the mechanics are consistent. So, we've got 10 stat points because we leveled up twice there. Why don't we drop these ones in endurance as well? As you can see, we're capped out at 17 there. We can't put the last 3 in. I don't remember the actual reason for that. Aside from balance, obviously. But, as you can see, we cannot put all of our stat points into that skill right now. We could save the last 3, but maybe rather than sticking them in there, it's time to place them somewhere else. We were running low on mana on occasion in there, but I don't think that's where we need it at the moment. Let's buff up our strength, because even 1 or 2 points of damage, you know, before we were failing to kill by 1 or 2 points, having that difference be there might save our lives. So, as it stands, we do 5 to 10 damage with this weapon. So if we go into train stats, you'll see, oh, I know why I'm sorry. Brain. The reason we can't go any higher at the moment is because we only have 35 gold. Or we only have 37, sorry. And to raise it by 7 points would cost us 35. The next one would cost 40. And then 45. And obviously that's gold we don't have. And unfortunately there's not a lot we can do about that at the moment, because we would have to go run more quests. So let's go ahead and go with 5, just to demonstrate what I was talking about earlier. There are ways to untrain your skill points. We can look into those later, because we'll probably need to switch things around as we pick up different classes. So as you can see, our damage didn't change all that much. At all. Because 5 points is not sufficient to overcome that. So, I'll end the episode here. And next episode, we'll try to make some more gold, maybe pick up a new weapon, and keep raising our skill points. See you then.